Hey, what is up, guys? It's Brendan here, and today I'm going to be taking you through 6 of the best restaurant accounting software. So whether you're brand new and starting a restaurant, food truck, or whatever type of restaurant concept that you're getting started with, we're going to be diving through, again, 6 of the best accounting softwares that you can use to keep track of your books, your profit and loss statements, your income, and your expenses in your small business. So that's what we're going to be taking a look at here in today's video. And before we dive into things, of course, I do want to mention, if you want to check out any of the software mentioned here in today's video, you can go and check out those links linked down below in the video description. Again, some of which are affiliate links, which can be a great way to help out and support the channel. Without further ado, let's go ahead and dive into things. So taking a look at the number one spot here, it is QuickBooks. Now, Intuit QuickBooks is a very popular accounting software for small businesses. They focus in on providing you all the different tools and resources such as invoicing, logging your bank accounts, your credit card statements, and you can sync all of that in there, as well as create detailed analytics and reports based on your transactions that you have logged and marked and categorized correctly, so that when it comes tax time, you have everything prepared and ready to go. Now, in terms of restaurant specific features, QuickBooks does integrate with a lot of other restaurant type software, whether it be inventory management software or other types of platforms such as like Square or Toast or other point of sale platforms that you might be using to process payments in your restaurant. You can then sync that to QuickBooks as well as just like a business bank account if you're keeping things a little simpler. Now, personally, I do like to use QuickBooks in my business, and it does make it pretty easy, again, for restaurants as well. Now, I wouldn't say that QuickBooks is necessarily directly dedicated to the restaurant industry, but a lot of people that do own restaurants do use QuickBooks for their accounting software, just because it does have a lot of different syncing with different bank accounts, different types of other restaurant software you might be using as well in your business, such as point of sale systems and things like that. And you're also able to keep track of your expenses. Now, I wouldn't say, again, that this is necessarily an inventory management software. A lot of people kind of use other software for that. This is really just focused here on accounting software in this video. There are some other softwares later in this video that we're going to be going through that do focus a little bit more on just general restaurant management that also include accounting software, but I wanted to start with a software such as QuickBooks that really is focused on just being an accounting software, because I get that not necessarily everybody needs a full restaurant management software when they're looking for accounting software for their restaurant. You might just want the accounting software part. You don't necessarily want to pay for these bigger expensive tools. We will be getting into that in just a little bit here later in this video with some of the other softwares. You can also do mileage tracking with QuickBooks, as well as the detailed reporting, so you can see your overall profit margin, income, cost, things like that. You can obviously log your expenses. As you can see, platforms like Margin Edge, Deputy, or Square, especially Square, does also sync as well. You can see your income and expenses on their mobile app as well. I do find the mobile app to be pretty good if you want to take a quick look at your overall net profit and your income and expenses and reports. Now, the pricing, it does depend specifically on how many users you have, what your specific needs are. I would check out the pricing pages on any of these different softwares to get the most realistic and up-to-date pricing. I will say that QuickBooks is a paid tool. There is one free one we're going to be going into later in this video, but it is a paid tool, so just bear that in mind, maybe cost compare. I don't want to mention specifics about pricing because it's always subject to change. You might be able to get also a special offer if you talk to their sales team, or check out the links down below in the video description. You might be able to get better savings that way as well through using one of the partner links linked down below in the video description. Moving on, second in this list, we have Restaurant 365. Now, this is one of the platforms that is more dedicated to restaurants in general. This is a restaurant-specific software beyond just being an accounting software, because I get not necessarily everybody wants just general accounting software. Maybe you also want a bit more of a restaurant-focused software that brings together the accounting, inventory management, and payroll. Now, QuickBooks does also have payroll, but and same with some of the workforce management features, not necessarily all of them, but you do have payroll with QuickBooks as well. But by comparison, you don't have necessarily the same level of inventory tracking that you might want for a restaurant. That's where Restaurant 365 can be good. Again, as you can see here, some very popular restaurants do use Restaurant 365 to keep track of your business and your restaurant as well in terms of your sales from your point of sale system. and keeping track there, as well as your overall costs, right? Your bun, tomato, onions, how much the actual cost of, because that's really essential and key in running a profitable restaurant, is actually managing the inventory cost. Now, you could be doing this in a simple Google Sheet. If you are going to be doing that, then maybe you can get away with just a pure restaurant, or not a pure restaurant software such as this one, but maybe just get away with a pure accounting software if you're maybe using some other tracking tools to keep track of your overall costs when it comes to inventory tracking and things like that. That is something else that you could do, but that's just up to you if you want to go spreadsheet route for those types of aspects in your business, and just utilizing, a software such as QuickBooks to manage the actual accounting and bookkeeping side of things. Now, Restaurant 365 also has their workforce management, payroll, and HR. One thing that's nice about Restaurant 365 as well is just kind of like a one-stop shop for restaurants. So you can manage a lot more than just the accounting. You're also able to get access to a lot of different food partners, things like that, vendors, channels, Yelp reviews. Like, you're able to kind of go through and sync a lot more aspects of a restaurant business here with a platform like Restaurant 365. Now, just taking a quick touch on the pricing, of course, you can get a free demo with them as well, but it's going to depend on the software. It's going to be a lot more expensive, generally speaking. Just giving you sticker shock a little bit. It's going to be a bit more expensive than what you would expect from just a pure accounting software, but you do get a lot more with it, where it might be worth it for you to spend that little extra money, and then it's kind of like an all-in-one software. Again, check out the pricing page to get the most realistic and up-to-date pricing. You can always get a free demo with them as well if you're interested in maybe learning, like, is this right for your business or not? So moving along, next in this list, again, away from the super expensive software, kind of taking you through all the different types of tiers here with restaurant accounting software, we have Wave. Now, Wave is a super basic, complete opposite of Restaurant 365, a complete basic accounting software. They do actually have a completely free version as well. So if you're a brand new restaurant, maybe you even just have like a little pop-up shop or like a little food truck, and you're trying to save as much money as you can, or maybe you just do like tents at booths, then Wave could be a great option because they do have a completely free starter plan. Now, this is manual mode, but that's not necessarily a bad thing if you just want something a little bit better than a spreadsheet where you're keeping it kind of more dedicated and you can utilize their categorization features and their profit and loss by month. If you just want like a actual software, Wave could be a good option. And then maybe in the future, you could always upgrade to their Pro plan, which is still going to be a lot cheaper than QuickBooks. Now, it doesn't necessarily have all the same level of reporting features and all the different accounting categorizations that QuickBooks has, or as much like expandability as you may continue to grow and scale your restaurant. And it also doesn't have as many of the app integrations as well. So that's something to consider with Wave by comparison. But if you're looking for something cheap, Wave is a really good option. And if you want the auto imports of your bank transactions, so it's easier for you to keep a tab on all your transactions, then maybe you want to go with the Pro plan. It might make more sense for you in that case. You can also send free invoices and estimates for bookkeeping and things like that from Wave with their starter plan as well. So you do also get access to invoicing if you're looking for that out of an accounting software. But if you're just looking for basic accounting and bookkeeping, Wave can be a good option, and they do have that starter plan available for free. They do also have the annual plan where you can save a little bit more money from their Pro plan with Wave. Now, I have tested them. It is pretty solid. I would definitely recommend it to people who want maybe just a more budget-friendly software. You don't necessarily need all the bells and whistles of some of the other softwares out there. Again, the reporting maybe isn't necessarily as in depth or as detailed as the last two, but it's also a lot cheaper. So you kind of have to take the good with the bad there. You can still manage your overall cash flow, income, and expenses, and see, as well as issuing those invoices out to customers or clients that you need to bill for things like that. So it can be another good option as well. Moving along next in this list, we have Xero. Now, Xero is one of the platforms here that is purely just a double entry accounting software. Now, I say that because you do need maybe a little bit more of an accounting background to get familiar and utilize Xero. Although if you do have a bit more of an accounting background, you're able to do double entry bookkeeping, then Xero can be one of the best options. They do also have a free trial, and they are one of the cheaper options as well by comparison to something like QuickBooks. And it does have a bit more of an extensive reporting dashboard than something like Wave. So I would say, If you're looking to scale, as you can see here, someone making a little cake, they do work great with restaurants. They also have a lot of app integrations as well. I would say Xero is right up there with QuickBooks in terms of app integrations. If you're looking for that, as well as, again, they do focus here, as you can see, even they have a restaurant, a food and beverage type industry service worker here just on their homepage. Again, they are a bit more advanced to use, and they do have the more extensive reporting features that you might be interested in. Just keep in mind that it is a little bit more complex to use Xero with the double entry bookkeeping. You can do single entry with Wave and keep it simple. Same thing with QuickBooks. But with Xero, you do need to do double entry. But if you're okay with that, maybe learning the process, it can be a really good accounting software option for you. And they do also have a lot of the other additional reporting features that you would expect from a more premium software. Definitely a little bit of a step up from Wave in that respect. Moving along, next in this list, we have FreshBooks. Now, FreshBooks is kind of one of my newer favorites when you're combining like the QuickBooks and Xero and Wave sort of route. Now, they are obviously a little bit more expensive than Wave. They are a paid tool, whereas Wave, has that free version. But with FreshBooks, they do have really beautiful reporting, invoicing, and a lot of different accounting features that really, in my opinion, do put them as one of the top softwares in terms of small business accounting. Now, it also does not have all the specific restaurant features that something like Restaurant 365 would have. So you are just looking at more of a basic accounting software. But that's really a lot of business owners, even for restaurants, just need a basic accounting software. So you can keep track of invoices, income, and expenses. And I really like their colors and categorizations that FreshBooks has as a feature in general. They do also have some really good expenses and receipt reporting features within the platform, and they do have a good variety of different pricing plans depending on the size and scale of your business. Again, be sure to check out the pricing page to get the most realistic and up-to-date pricing here. Again, this is subject to change as you're seeing this here. They are a little bit cheaper than QuickBooks, although I would say kind of similar in pricing in terms of, what you're looking at. Now, they do limit the invoicing in terms of the clients that you can invoice on the different plans. But you really are able to still get a lot of the same types of accounting features that you would expect from really any of these different softwares that FreshBooks has in terms of categorizing the income, expenses, seeing your total profit, and seeing outstanding bills and things like that too, that you would want from an accounting software. Moving on, last but not least in this video, we have Margin Edge. Now, Margin Edge, I would say, is most similar to Restaurant 365 because this is a full-blown restaurant management system that does also include some accounting software. As you can see, we have restaurants like Kava, Burger 21, Honey Baked Ham Company, right? So a lot of restaurants now, they do help you in terms of simplifying and creating like a one-stop shop for your business, which can be helpful just to have a more dedicated restaurant management software. Now, as you can see here, Margin Edge is in that like $3 sign, price point per month. But it is at least upfront, and that's per location, and it is transparent pricing compared to, some of the other software tools out there that might try and add on a lot of add-ons. I'd say most of the softwares in this space are fairly transparent with their pricing, but Margin Edge, it's up there with Restaurant 365. If you want a full-blown restaurant management software, you're going to have to expect to pay more for that than just a basic accounting software because you're getting a lot more features with that. If you really want to get like a combination of, daily P&Ls, most used products, food waste, food usage, things like that. If you're really looking at managing a larger operation, it would make sense to use something, like Margin Edge as well. Again, it does have integrations with a variety of different point of sale softwares that I do mention on this channel quite a lot, like Square or Spot On. As well as Sage, Aloha, a lot of different point of sale software. So some point of sale softwares kind of give you some of that data already, but if you don't necessarily have it the way that you want it, or maybe you would just prefer to have like more specific reporting, then Margin Edge can be a good option. You can use them as well, for your actual bookkeeping in your business because it does kind of lump all that together. You have your invoicing, you have the accounting aspect, and it's all just in that one-stop shop price point. As you can see here, inventory management, product pricing alerts. Again, I would say Restaurant 365 is most comparable. Now, Restaurant 365 does focus a little bit more on the workforce management, payroll, HR side of thing, whereas Margin Edge is more just about the specific margin within your business and how much you're spending when it comes to the actual costs that you have in your business. So depending on what your needs are, maybe take a look at all these, maybe get a free demo from these different softwares, talk to their sales teams. I'd recommend doing that just to get a good grasp on specifically what your restaurant concept is and maybe if they work best for you in your specific situation. This video is kind of just giving you a good overview of a lot of different softwares that you might want to consider when it comes to your restaurant accounting software. Again, if you just need a basic free software, I would recommend Wave. If you want something a little bit more, restaurant specific, maybe Margin Edge or Restaurant 365, especially if you have a little bit more of a budget. If you're looking for just a flat out accounting software, then QuickBooks or FreshBooks could be a good option, as well as even Xero as well if you're just looking at pure accounting softwares. So guys, I hope you found this video helpful today on 6 of the best restaurant accounting software solutions for you in your small business. Again, if you want to check out any of the companies mentioned here in today's video, you can check out those links linked down below in the video description, some of which are affiliate links, which can be a great way to help out and support the channel. If you guys enjoyed this video or found it helpful, then be sure to smash that like button, hit the subscribe button as well, and notification bell so you're notified whenever I upload a new video. Anyway guys, that's all for today's video, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace out.